Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the comment section, in the chat box below, to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. As we get started here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. And as we get started, if you like what you see, make sure you follow along with the various social platforms we're on, certainly the one that you're watching us from. But we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, we're live on Twitch, right? But we've got all these other social networks that we put stuff out on a daily basis. So make sure you're checking all of that out. Appreciate it. Morning, everybody. I do appreciate all the ones. Thank you. Trip, it seems like we just saw each other like less than 12 hours ago. Jeff, you as well. All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and jump in, folks. I want to first take a look at the futures. All right, so let me pull back the curtain here a little bit, and let's get to our big picture. So ES is down 28 points. Yeah, hey, why not? After, we get this 81-point move to the upside yesterday, of course it should be a down day. I talked about this last night, guys, right? YM is down 167. NASDAQ's down 129. The RUT is down 12.5. Bitcoin is down 235. We're back underneath 30 again. Ethereum is down about 16 points. Not a big deal. Gold is down 10, and crude is up 2 to 1. We'll call it just about 112, right? So if we look at crude oil, we had a nice sell-off in crude from about that 115 level. Right now, we said we're at 111 and jingle, up $2.05. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with oil. There's a lot of opinions out there of what it's going to take to fix it. So we'll see. All right, let's go take a look at some of the trades from yesterday. And I'm going to ask you guys to drop in your trades and what you did. If there was something that you found yesterday, whether you did it funded or non-funded, made money, cost you money, broke even, doesn't matter, folks. It's all about, some accountability, right? You're throwing it out there. You're telling the world, you're telling the universe, hey, I'm trading this. This is what I'm doing. Check it out. So from yesterday, we had a lot of great candidates on our list yesterday, right? The very first one was AMD. They were the first one on our list, and certainly the one I liked a lot. So if we look at AMD first, right? AMD, we had it was an upgrade yesterday. We had a bull put spread below 91 or a long call. I went with the credit spread on it. Let me actually max this screen out here. Right, I would have done the credit spread. The 91.90s were 20 cents. You could buy it back for a nickel. So you'd pick up 15 cents had you done that trade yesterday. So very nice. Citigroup was the second one. Now they also got, well, it wasn't an upgrade, but it just wasn't. It was an upgrade in the eyes of traders or investors because Berkshire Hathaway took a very large stake in Citigroup. So we were looking at a bull put spread below 48. So I wound up with the 48, 47s, picked up 20 cents was what they were going for. And then you'd be able to get out of them for about a nickel towards the end of day. So not too bad, 15 cents on a $1 strike. UAL, United Airlines. So we talked about naked put on them. They were earnings. They were up yesterday. We're looking at a naked put. I said I wanted the stock above 46, retest and bounce, right? So let's see, just for kicks and giggles, let's go ahead and put a line at 46 here, right? We pushed up, we retested, and we bounced. Yeah, we had some pullback in there, and that's okay. If you didn't take it on that there, you had the push up, the retest, and the bounce, all of it before 11:30. So there was the opportunities right there. The $44 puts were going at 50 cents. You're buying back at about a quarter. So really nice setup on UAL. And then SPY, not on our list as one of the trade candidates yesterday, but SPY is pivot. And we look at it every single day. Right about 10:50 a.m., which is right about here, we stretched down to that R1 level, which is 303.03. We actually went down a little bit lower, where our low on that candle was 402.58, right? 402.58. Now watch, check this out. If we go back and look at SPY, right? Well, Rob, 402.58. I mean, so what? What are we looking at there? Well, how about we're looking at that? That's where our moving average was, right? If we look at the closing price of the moving average, which is always what we're going to focus on, that move was 402.49. We dropped down to 402.58. We're talking about 9 cents difference. We crushed that level as far as I'm concerned, and we bounced off of there. Ironically, it wasn't just the bounce off the moving average. It was the pivot points, intersection, confluence, whatever you want to call it, of where we took the bounce off of there, right? You're talking about getting in on SPY when the stock's about 403. You could have scaled out at 403.80, but it was just a little tight for me. I would have waited to the 404.50 or so, whatever that R2 is, 404.53 to get out. And you're talking about getting in at 10.50 and 11.05. Right there was the exit price. And guys, what a great setup yesterday on SPY, right? So I love trading SPY. I love SPY pivot points. I really think everybody in here needs to learn and master that strategy, that technique on trading SPY and Qs, but trading the SPY and the Qs with pivot points. So let's see. We got a couple of things in here. Sean said, back testing has become my part-time second job. No trades yet. Okay. Sean's got, I told you guys in one of the trainings we did, Sean's got an SPY system that he's putting together. He took some of what I did in training at Wealth Builders. He takes some of what Amelia has taught in her Trade Watch alerts, and he's built his own trading system out in there, and he's back testing it right now as we speak. So John said, SPY short in the morning, up 31% on an exercise in patience. Yes, it certainly can be. Robert, here we go. Baidu, bull put spread. D-Dog, bear call spread. Square, bear call spread. All still working. Qs and PFE for long positions for small profits. Nice. Good job, Robert. Good job. Alan said Home Depot was stopped out, finger too close to the buy button, and blew out at 3 o'clock. So Home Depot was tough yesterday, wasn't it, Alan? I mean, I didn't trade it because of the initial move was a little too much for me. But, I mean, that gap up, we ran on that first candle. And waiting for the pullback, we got it, but we just didn't stop. We blew right through support. We filled our gap, which was not common to fill a gap of that size on Home Depot, according to Gap Stats. And then we rolled right back up again. So it was a tougher day on Home Depot. So Paul said, what platforms show those pivots? So Paul, the pivots I have are custom made on TradeStation, but you can get free pivots on TradeStation. They're person pivots, P-E-R-S-O-N, I think it's spelled. It's free. If you're using TOS, they have pivot points on there. They're also free. I don't know what they're called. There are multiple ones in there. Paul, I will say this. If you remember to ask on a Monday in Power Hour, if you come to our Monday Power Hour class, there are some in there like Trader Will. He doesn't make it to this in the morning. He's in Colorado, young boy to take care of and so forth. But if you ask there, what's the best TOS pivots, if you're using TOS, Will knows everything about it. And he can tell you that. And unless someone here knows it now, by all means, drop it in the chat box there. But if not, come there and ask, and I'll ask the question. And if Will is there, which he normally is, right, Robert said there are about 4 different ones. That's why I said that, Robert, for that. So I agree. Robert said SVE are great ones on TOS, Paul. If you're using TOS. You're welcome, Paul. So Chris said, no trades Monday, Tuesday, ready to get busy today. All right, Chris, there you go. Say, hey, just before you took the trade on SPY, could you have taken the downside? Could you have taken the downside also? Okay, so I'll read it in English this time. Say, hey, how about that? Just before you took the trade on SPY, could you have taken the downside also? All right. So for me, on that, say, hey, I don't take the entry until we get a close. We didn't close below on SPY. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on. All right. With that gap up and the pullback, I wasn't looking for the break. If I was, the break of the 8 wouldn't have helped me much. Say, hey, now I could have focused just on pivots, and well, actually, we might have worked 402, so $400.73, possibly. Let's see. Let me go back and look. 400. I'll call it 401. Close enough. 401.81. Yeah, see, I had nothing really near it, Paul. The thing I liked about where we were is we got the actual bounce off of the pivot. So for me to have taken it here, Paul, I would have needed a close below, a retest, and a bounce, right? Because I don't take breakouts. That's not me. I'm not a breakout trader for things just like this, right? I showed examples in Mastermind Group last evening of 2 Amazon trades that we have taken this year that I called out as swing trades on Amazon. Both of those trades worked amazing if I had left them as day trades. We took them as swing trades. We held them overnight. We got crushed on both of them. The last one was the one from last week, was a $15,000 hit for this week. $15,000 hit on Amazon. The previous one was about 10 or 12, maybe another 15. Had I left them alone, they would not have resulted in $30,000 of loss. They would have resulted in $54,000 of profit had I just taken them as day trades and ended it and called it a day. So it's the right system following the rules, right? So for me, say, hey, I wouldn't take the breakout until we got the close below. All right, so I hope that helps. Yep, Paul, Tripp confirmed. SVE are great, plus they have midpoints. There you go, which I've got on these also. So I like that a lot. So fantastico. Beautiful. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at today's candidates. We've got our list today. Is not a whole lot of candidates on there for us today, but we've got some good names. So I built a list out on Omega Charts. Let's go start there. All right. So all right, so we had a really nice channel going here. This big stair step down pattern is wonderful as a trend, very difficult to draw fibs off of at all. ADI had earnings come out on it. They are up today $3.20 right now to 167, right? So I don't have, well, I shouldn't say that. Let's see something here. All right, so let me back this up. I don't have a fib on there, but that doesn't mean there's not a place it belongs. Especially with a newsy type trade, I definitely like having the fibs on there. So if we're at 167, we're way up here. All right, so we're going to look at a bull put spread below 165, right, on ADI. Next is CAR, C-A-R-R, right? So CAR got a downgrade from Bank of America, right? CAR right now is down $1.62 to 38.5, right? So if we look, got a nice fib there. For those of you that have taken the fib trainings that I've done, you can see the hiccup in the middle, right? It's pretty standard the way it happens. Pretty interesting, actually, right? But great little move in there. Yep, we're good on our numbers. So right now we're sitting at 38.5. So we're down below that 39 level. All right. So here's what we're at 38.56. So I'd like to see on the stock, a retest the 39.12 level. Then a bear call spread above 39. So we've got 250 increments on here. That's the only thing I'm not crazy about. And it is monthly only, but we do have expiration this Friday. All right, next is Lowe's. Lowe's. All right, so they had earnings come out. By the way, guys, there's only 3 candidates after Lowe's, so drop in the candidates you want me to take a look at for you. All right, Lowe's came out with earnings. For right now, they're down $8 on those earnings. So nothing like what Home Depot had yesterday, right? With how good their numbers came out. They're down $8 right now to 186. So if we pull this out, so where are they? They're right above that 185 level. Do I need a fib in there? I do not. I don't need to split that level in half, right? So if it's sitting at 185, we're going to look at bear call spread above 197. Now, if we're sitting right now at 186, the market maker is going to be very focused on strikes that are at or near that 186 level, right? So that 185, 87 and a half, 90, 82 and a half. They're going to be very focused on those levels. Calls and puts, it doesn't make a difference, right? But if we're saying look for a bear call spread above 197, that's way down here, right? Now things have moved. We're $8 difference, so that would be the equivalent of 190-ish. So still plenty of opportunity in there, 250 increments. Point being is if they're very focused on what's happening now, meaning the strikes that are close to the money, right? Starting with the at the money and a little bit on both sides is where most of the action is going to be. You go after that 197 and a half and you get that order in there, more times than not, they're not going to realize what just happened. That order gets placed, it gets triggered, and you get filled if you get filled. At that point, after a fill takes place, the market maker starts going, ooh, we should adjust that now. And they start changing prices and, making those numbers drop. So if you've ever seen that very first candle, the opening trades are at 80 cents. And then you look at on a tick chart and then you realize the next trade was 20 cents. That was the market maker going, darn, someone got away with it. All right, let's fix that now. So if you're looking at these trades this way, this far away, you really want to make sure that you've got an action plan in place. And if it sets up, pull the trigger. Don't think about it. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just drop it in. All right. Put that order in place and leave it at that. So, all right. So that's lows. We've got 3 left. So drop in the candidates you guys want me to look at. Right now, extra touch is the only one that I'm seeing in there. Actually, we've got 4 left, right? I didn't have Warby on here. So MasterCard, they got an upgrade from Goldman Sachs, and they upgraded the sector. Realistically, they upgraded Visa and MasterCard. One of them went to the focus list, and they think that there's a 30% increase in that sector right now for Visa and MasterCard that they're going to sustain whether what's going on in the economy. They think they're going to do extremely well. Will you see some more defaults on credit cards because people don't have money to pay? Yes. But I think you're going to see a lot more people using credit cards because they don't have money to pay, not wanting to file a bankruptcy and not pay the credit card and pay minimum balance, minimum amounts so they can extend out their payment terms. In other words, kind of float somebody else's cash, right? So based on some of that, there was increases in the belief system of what was going to happen there. So, but MasterCard on that note is down $2.86. Now that puts it at $336. So what does that mean? Well, it means we are just above that 335. I've got a very weird scenario here of what we're looking at with MasterCard, right? I like MasterCard. It's on our power option plays list. I like it very much. But if it's sitting at 336 right now, which kind of puts it right about there. If it's sitting there, it's just above our moving average, just below that 338. How do I, in good conscience, pick a direction? Actually, the entire topic last night in Mastermind Group was just that, looking at the S&P and the focus that we take on it and picking that plan out. And we talked about bidirectional trades where you had the opportunity to go both ways, up or down, based on where the stock was at its critical levels. And guys, if you want to learn more about that type of scenario tonight, Sean, can you drop that link in, please? Tonight is the very last training we're doing on Key to Be Free. We hit about 950 yesterday. I haven't checked it today as to where we're at. We have 1,000 people capacity in that room. So if you're interested in learning, what it takes to be free this upcoming year, then make sure you come in and check that training out. So guys, I am not excited about this. I'd want to break the 8 or get back above the 338. So because it's good news on it, here's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at stock above 338 and a retest of the 338. Then we are looking for a bull put spread below 337. Right? If that doesn't happen, then I'm not taking anything on this trade. Right? Target. They had earnings come out. Apparently, the earnings weren't good. They are down $53 on their earnings, to the point that the CEO was on CNBC this morning. It took full blame for it. Full blame for, I didn't predict the gas prices, which he took the blame, but some of it really wasn't his blame. But it's got to fall on somebody's shoulders, right? It doesn't matter. Look, when 9/11 hit, Rudy Giuliani was the mayor, right? It's all on him now, right? When COVID hit, Trump was the president. It doesn't matter who was the president. You're not going to have a good time in your presidency with that, right? Biden's picking up on that junk now and having to deal with it, right? It's no different here. He couldn't predict gas prices. But with that being said, gas wasn't the only thing. That was just a factor that they threw out there, right? As one of the fuel prices and what they were losing because of that. People are still spending money, they said. But $53 puts us down. You ready? Right there. 162. Where my horizontal line is, $162. The thought that there will be anything with pivot points is unheard of, right? What I am going to be looking at, let's see, 60 to 81 is 21. I need a pivot in there. So I'm going to stretch this out first. Okay, I'm going to split this level. Actually, let me do it this way. Let me put in a negative 809. Those of you that are in power option plays, we've got a list now of all of the interim fibs. So we'll add a ratio here, negative 0.809. Right? We got it. Okay. So if we're sitting at 162, I'm going to be looking at a bear call spread above 171. Right? Watch for the bounce. If you get a bounce right out of the gate, guys, give it a minute or so and see if you get a pullback. If you get the continuation bounce, go to position 1 in the chair, get back here, just watch it, wait for the failure to pick up again, and then look to write the spread. Right? Not to mention you'll get bigger premiums that way too. Visa, also part of that Goldman Sachs deal. They've got good news on them. They're kind of in the middle. They're down 29 cents. So same scenario. I would want the stock above 206. Let's say 206 and a half, a retest of the 205 and a half. Then a bull put spread below 205. So some stuff's got to happen before I'm willing to take that trade. All right. Lastly is Warby. Right, the eyeglass manufacturer. So they're down 20. Actually, where are they right now? They're down 87 cents right now. Monthly options only. I had them on the list. I took them off the list. There's not a lot of room for this to go down, right? It's been in a tear since it came out, right? They've just not done well for themselves, period. All right, there's the fib. We violated the negative 618, so that fib is no longer valid. Right, we draw it again, this time from here. We draw it down here. That fib looks good. The question is, do we have a bigger movement in there? That one is not, so that's gone. This is not a bigger movement. This one might be, but we don't have a bottoming pattern yet. So we don't have a choice. For right now, this is it, right? So if we hit the F11 key, the scrunch key, we're going to add the negative 809 to this one as well. Don't have it. Okay. All right, so right now we're sitting at 1660. So we're in between here, but I do like that bounce point. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above. So 18 and a half would be ideal if we had it, but we're not going to. So we're going to put above 19. Right now, you'd have to go to the 20 for it, right? Don't know if you're getting a premium on it or not, but that would be the setup I'm looking for, okay? So they're down on the day. All right. Perfect. right? And what was it? For them, it was a downgrade by Goldman Sachs. That's why they originally got on my list. All right, let's see the candidates you guys have dropped in here. Let's see. Alan said Facebook. Let me shift gears and get to a different symbol list. So Facebook, where is it in pre-market? Right now, it's down 3.5. So retested 200 and failing on the gap down. Yeah, so it's right now at 199.21. I'd love to retest down on that 200 and the drop. I need to put that one on my list for today with what just happened. I think there's a great setup in there, especially with 199.05 being our 8 moving average. Good eye on that, Alan. Appreciate that. Hope it helped. Let me know in the comments below. Target dropped 20% pre-market. How would you play that? I probably, I gave you the bear call spread above the 171, and I went through the plan on it, Paul. So see if we can get a bounce. If you do, set back. If you don't, then I'd look for, as I put here on target, because I don't remember all the notes, bear call spread above 171. Right? Extra touch, put in Alibaba. All right, so Alibaba, that was extra touch. So they're just such. Did I say Baba? It's big airplane. It's Boeing, not Baba. Typed the right symbol, said the wrong thing. So, oy vey, huh? Just crush, kill, destroy. Part of used to be part of power option plays. We were not able to get a lot of great trades off of it. Let me see if I can get a new fib in here because this one is very old, very outdated. Yeah, that works. So if we look at Boeing, they're down $1 to 131. Right? So you've got it's a bearish move down to that 125.63 for sure. Right? So when I say for sure, that's where I see it headed is down there, extra touch. So John said SPY current price. I hope that helps, extra touch. Let me know down below. SPY, let's get it up there. Right now it is trading at 403.5. So 8 moving average is at 403.79. Currently S1 pivot with that would be 404.41. Could take a long or a short off of that. And I like a lot, John, when we get those ones that set up that way that give you both directions, right? You're right here. We're at a fib line, right? We've got a great bounce to the upside. My downside, not so much on SPY because of the 8 moving average in there is kind of in the middle. But I like when they set up things like AMD, I think were one of them from last night we looked at that was setting up on both directions, right? So I like the plan, John. Stick to it. Let's see how it does for you tomorrow. Debbie's asking for Verizon. How you doing, Debbie? Let's see. VZ. All right. We definitely need a new fib in there. There's no about a doubt it. Okay. So now let's go see where VZ is. Right. Verizon is down 14 cents, so it's kind of flat. We're pinned in there, Debbie. I like this either A, down below that 48 level for bearish, or B, up above 49.35 for bullish. Both requiring retests. Debbie also asked for ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil right now is up 30 cents to 92.5. I'm very much about the energy sector right now. A couple of the candidates on Covered Call Explorer this weekend or energy stocks. I think they're good ones to be focused on longer term right now. Pull back to the 89.90 level and bounce. 92.68 is resistance. Or, Debbie, if we keep the move up, break the 92.68, retest and bounce up to 98.60. Right? I hope that helps, Debbie. Let me know down in the comments below. Andres is asking for Apple. All right, where is Apple right now? They are down $2.50, 147, we'll call it. So 146. We're right down here. I like them, Andres, a lot, but I need a retest of the 148.5 level, 148.75, and a fail. We don't have a lot of room to the 146, but that's our next fib on it. All right. I hope that helps. Robert said Apple for a long call with a bounce off the 148.49. If we can get it, Robert, yes, I'm all with you. Right? My 236 fib and a trade to the next pivot at 150.45. Nice. I like the plan. You called it. If you get that bounce, that's exactly what you're looking for. All right. Let's see. Paul said, good discussion on target. You're welcome. All right. So Trip said IBM might be a good candidate for the bullish bearish. We've got opportunity to the upside if it bounces off the 137.70. And if it fails off of that, we've got room down to 134.5. So I agree, Trip. Right now it's at 137.41, he said. So it's down a little bit. If it closed at 79, now at 41. Right at the 764. Right, Trip, which is what? Hesitation. 764 is hesitation. We blew through it on this earnings announcement, right? Came back. We retested it again and twice, double top, failed on both of them. Right? Strong level. We'll see what happens here with the hold. Extra touch. You're welcome. John, you're welcome. All right. So everyone, Sean, drop those links back in again. Guys, make sure to get to Key to Be Free tonight because it is the last one we're teaching for now, right? I'm tired. It's long. You know, it's almost an hour and a half of training that we do. This is our third one that we're coming up on to complete tonight. So it's the last one I'm going to do for a little bit. So if you're interested, go check it out. And with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see you at our next update. Bye for now.